I have been seeing some videos online, and the videos that I saw online, man, these guys got all kinds of equipment that maybe some people don't have, like me. I don't have a lot of them, but you can find very affordable tools, which I'm going to go over, to regrip golf clubs and get the job done at this with the same quality and maybe even less effort than some of the people with all those expensive tools. Now, the first thing I did was order me some golf grips on Amazon, and I got them at a very good price. I ended up being out of about 70 bucks for these, but it came not only with the grips, these are saplized grips, and I've heard of them. I'm not sure how well they are because I haven't used them before, but I ordered them because I saw great reviews on them. It came with the grips, it came with the regripping solvent, and it came with the hook knife that you need to remove the grips with. And it also came with this, and this is very important, and this is the rubber block that you need to hold your club still while you remove or clean the club shaft. So it came with that. Now, what makes my video different from everyone else's is that I don't have those expensive tools. I have a portable vise that I picked up at Walmart for about $2.87. And I have a scraper that I picked up at Walmart for about, I think it was $1.98, somewhere in that order, but we're talking about less than $5 for the tools you need to do this job. And I've got a simple fold-out table. Now, I bought these years ago, so I can't tell you what the table costs. But I can tell you that I'm able to do this job as quickly and efficiently and with the same quality that some of the other videos you see on YouTube where the guys have bench tools. They got this, man, they got everything. You know, they've got a whole, it's like they're professional grippers. I'm not a professional gripper. I'm just a regular guy trying to save some money, re-gripping my golf tools because they can get to be expensive if you have your whole set regrip. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get going with this so you can see exactly what you need to do. Oh, I'm sorry. And by the way, it also came with the tape you need to, I wish it was my channel to link to Amazon, but it's not my store, but you can find this online with the tape, grips, solvent, knife, ready to go. And so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get going with this video so you can see just how to do this. So the first thing you need to do is get a marker. I use this one because it's easier to use this marker here, the Sharpie. And you line it up, and on your grip you should see a line-up mark here, as you can see right there. And that's the center line for your golf club, right? What I'm going to do is make a long mark, because this mark is easy to erase once you put that solvent on it. So I line it up and I make a long mark down the shaft with that mark on the old grip. And these came with the club. You can see they're Titleist. Swing right there, wore out. The club is where I've already restored the club. I wish I did a video on it, but I missed that opportunity, but that's okay. I bought these clubs. Check this. I bought these Titleist. These are Titleist 704 CBs. I bought them for $10 at a yard sale today before yesterday. They came with a bag and everything. I've got all of the clubs. I've got a King Cobra, 5 wood, a King Cobra, 3 wood, a Ping sandwich, which I've already regripped, as you can see here, and it is ready to go. And for $10. And so for quality clubs of this level, I couldn't pass it up. And so now that I've been able to acquire these clubs for such a low price, it's worth me putting the money in grips now to re-grip them. What you're gonna do if you buy used clubs anyway, you're gonna re-grip them unless somebody had just recently re-gripped them, and those grips are excellent. Other than that, you're gonna end up having to re-grip them. So that's what we're gonna do with these. Now, once you mark that center line, once you mark that line on your grip as it aligns with your head here, I'll go ahead and mark around the club a bit where the grip stops. Now, when you put your new grips on, and that, once you put your new grips on, you'll see it's rubber, so it's gonna stretch past that mark and come back. You're not gonna be able to do anything about that. Just try to pull it down as far as you can and keep it where it needs to be at, and make sure that it's fully seated at the back of the shaft. Now, once I do that, I'm not gonna put it in the clamp yet. I usually do it like this. I hold it in my hand like this, and I take the hook knife that comes with the kit that you buy on Amazon. Make sure it's a hook knife, and I'm pretty sure if you order it online, make sure that it comes with a hook knife. You don't want to use a regular scraper or blade like this, because when you go to do that, you're going to cut into your shaft, or especially if it's a graphite shaft, you might cause some real damage. But even with the hook knife, you can do that too. So you have to use it a certain way. When you get ready to cut your old grip off, position the hook knife underneath the lip like this on a 45-degree angle, so that the back of the blade is scraping the back of your shaft and not the edge digging into the shaft. That's very important that you do that, because if not, you can seriously damage your shaft, especially if it's a graphite shaft. So now what I'm gonna do is position that knife underneath the lip, or the lip of the grip at the very bottom, and I'm gonna start to cut into it. Right, get it going there, and then cut into it like that. Hold on. All right. And just cut along, cut along, cut along. Make sure you push away from you for safety reasons. Make sure you do, because if it slips, you can cause yourself a ugly cut, and you don't want that. So you cut along now till we come out the other end. Once you cut him loose like that, this might be getting a little dull because I've already done like 6 clubs with it. So, but even so, it comes with an extra blade, so don't worry. So now, once you cut that loose, you're gonna peel this back here. Be careful not to rub off your marking here. You have to really be cognizant of your marking you made, your alignment marking, so you don't mess that up and erase it. If you do, you're gonna have to try to figure out how that club head lines up with the mark on your new grip that you're putting on. And then once you do that, you peel it back. You can peel it all the way back like this if you want, but I usually peel it like that. Grab it down here to make sure I don't erase my marking, and then you can just peel it off like that. Once you peel it off, peel it back, and then you can pull it off like that. Cut it a little bit more. Now, and just peel it back. With this one.
Yeah, that one's fighting you a bit.
That's okay. Roll the club, pull it off like that. You put your foot on the club, pull it off, throw it away. Right. Now, once you have it like that, as you can see, our mark is still on there. We didn't erase our mark because it's easy to do, like I said. Then you hold it in your arms like this, where you're scraping away from you. You take your razor knife. This razor knife comes with 5 blades from Walmart. Like I said, it's about $1.98. It's relatively cheap, very cheap in fact. I got everything I need, including the tools that came with the kit, the knife, And the clamp here, I was out of like $5 total for the clamp and the razor knife. The rest of everything I need came with it. Now, I have a can of mineral spirits here because in case because you want to be generous with this solvent, but if you run out of this solvent, this regripping solvent, because it's not a lot that come with it, but like I said, so far I've been able to do 6 clubs, and I still got like half a bottle. But you want to make sure you have some mineral spirits on tap, because if you run out of this, if you get short or run out of it, you can use mineral spirits for the same thing. Okay. Now, once you pull off your grip, you're going to have this double-sided tape that's left on it. Now, all you need to do is hold it tight, take your scraper, and just scrape it off, just like this. Just like this. It don't take a whole lot of time to do it. You just go around the rod like that and scrape it off. I got a little handy tub down here, you see. Catch my little mess so that I ain't got a whole lot of cleanup to do when I get done with this job. It's already in the tub. And you just go down the rod like that and scrape it off. Scrape it off. That's it. All right. It takes a little doing it. Take a few minutes to scrape it all off. But once you get it all scraped off, you see here in a minute, flip them around here, and we back where we began at. And I've already scraped the whole rod off with my razor blade. Right, and we just scrape, 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 see here? Now, comes with everything. There we go, around it, around it. Go around it. Make sure you do this in the garage, guys, where you got plenty of ventilation. I wouldn't do this in my house because you are using chemicals that do have an odor to it, a strong pungent odor to it, and it may be a little overwhelming, but it's just, you got a garage to do it in, cool. You got a front porch you want to do it in, cool. You can do it outside, doesn't matter. Now I'm gonna peel this off. As you can see, the end cap from the original tape that was put on there came off with it once I scraped everything off. But the rod still isn't all the way clean. You can see bits of tape still on it. Now some people use double-sided tape, but guess what? The kit that came with my order, it came with double-sided tape, but just enough to do my rods with, do all my golf clubs with. But I'm not going to use that because I need that. So once you do this, once you scrape off as much as you can, the double-sided tape with your razor blade, then we're going to put it in the clamp, and we're going to clean, or you could clean it in your hand if you want to. Take some goof off. And this stuff, it works wonders. You can use it on just about anything, cars, anything. You can use it on anything. But to remove glue, tar off your car, this is the best stuff. You can squirt some of this on the rod. Make sure you be cognizant of your marking. Now, you don't want to wipe off your mark. It'll also take that marking off. Put it on the rod here, and then take a handy wipe and go around it. And man, you talk about remove some gunk. It takes it all off. Glue, everything that was on it. It is very efficient. Very efficient. Like I said, be careful though, because you don't want to remove your marking for your center line. And see, I already smudged it a little bit there, but I still got most of it there. And just wipe along. Now, it doesn't have to be absolutely 100% clean. What you don't want is chunks of tape on there, okay? You don't want that. So once you do that, you take your rubber block or club block that they send that comes with the kit. If you buy the right one on Amazon, make sure it's a kit and that it comes with these things because you're going to need it. You don't want to use this to try to hold this to the table without the rubber block, because one, it won't work very well. For two, if you do get it situated well, you can damage the shaft, and you don't want to do that. So I'm going to take this rubber block and I'm going to slide it on. I'm going to slide it down around the hostel here near the bottom of the shaft. I'm going to position my shaft on the table here with the club facing up and my mark facing up that I made earlier, the alignment for my grip and my club head. And I am going to position this you don't have to get crazy with it, just enough to hold it to the table, as you can see. I mean, I can still rotate it by hand, so you know it can't be that tight, but it's tight enough to keep it where I need it to be when I get ready to slide my grip up onto it. So now we're going to grab our grip. I love these grips. I love the way they smell. I love the way they feel in my hand, and I'm hoping when I go out there and play my game again. I'm a new golfer, by the way. I'm a beginner golfer. I've only been playing about 8 months, but I expect with these with these clubs that I just purchased, these Titleist irons I just purchased, that I'm going to be able to improve my game some, especially with these new grips. I'm hoping so anyway. So once you do that, we come over here. The tape that comes with it is double-sided tape that has, you know, a vinyl strip over both sides of it. On one side is perforated in half, and right, and then on the other side is a full strip. Now this, the way I've been doing it, and the way I assume this is the way you're supposed to do it, you're gonna peel off one side. Peel this off. So you're gonna peel off one side like that, right? And when you're applying this, try not to get your fingers on the tape part. When you're applying this, you're gonna have to leave ½ inch extended over the back to cover the hole here. That's very important when you're putting this on. If not, this hole will allow dirt and gravel. If you lay it down in a sand pit or in a trap, it'll get down in it, and then you'll start hearing foreign objects back and forth slinging in your rod in your shaft when you're trying to hit the ball. So you want to make sure you leave a ½ inch overhang. So I set it like this here. Set it on the shaft evenly like that. And then I take my finger, make sure that it makes good contact here, and then roll it around with my finger, just like this. And come around, come around, come around. Now that half of the tape is stuck to the shaft. You don't have to worry about it, right? So now we want to remove the other half, right, of the double-sided, or the vinyl that protects the double-sided tape. We're going to peel that off. And then we're going to take our finger like we did before, and we're going to roll it around. And we're going to roll it around, and we're going to roll it around, and we're going to connect it. We're going to make sure that it sticks to the shaft all the way around. Right? Now, once you do that, the double side that you had with the two strips, that's right, is on there. So now we need to remove the outer strip. Right? That's on there. All we need to do is remove this. So we're going to peel that around like that. And it's done. Now we take our end, fold it into the end of the shaft. We're ready for our grip now. All we need to do is apply solvent to our grip, and I also apply solvent to the rod to make sure that I got enough solvent on there. It's very important that you get enough solvent on your rod, on your shaft, because if you don't get enough on there, when you get ready to slip that grip on there, and it doesn't have solvent on that double-sided tape, it's gonna hang up. And you might be able to get it off quick enough, and you might not. If you don't, you'll have to cut off the grip and destroy the grip, and you have to buy another grip. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is grab my grip. There's a hole in the butt end of it. We're gonna put our finger on it. I've seen some YouTube users, I've seen some YouTubers use a T to stick in the end. You can use that if you want. That's a little extra to me. I don't think we need all that. I'm gonna position my tray underneath it. I'm gonna, like I said, put my finger over it. I'm gonna use my regripping solvent, and I'm gonna spray like maybe 8-9 sprays in here. This is what I've been doing basically all day. And then I'm gonna spray a little bit on here. I mean, not a whole lot, but just enough to really get it on there and let it roll around there, right? Now, once you do that, take your finger and make sure that you rub underneath, because the solvent is on top. If you don't rub your finger underneath like that and get solvent all over that tape, well, guess what? When you get ready to push this grip up on there, it's gonna hang up. So you have to make sure solvent is all over that tape. Then I'm gonna shake this up for what little I got in there and make sure it's all over. And what little I got in there, I'm gonna let it come out on here, on my rod. Now remember, I positioned my rod so that my marking for my center line is upright. So when I get ready to slip it on, I'm gonna take my marking here on my grip, right? And I'm gonna get it up on the rod here, and I am going to slide that on. Slide, 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 all the way on, lined up with my mark. Now this is rubber, so it'll stretch past my mark, but see how it comes back? But that's okay, that's okay. You got it lined up right. Now what we're gonna do is go ahead and loosen our vise. We're gonna take our block off here. We're gonna give that club a couple of taps on the floor like this. Make sure it's well seated. And then make sure it's lined up with our mark. So I'm pulling on it again to make sure it's lined up with my mark. I come back a little bit, but it's almost basically where the old grip was. That's fine. Now, it's okay. I could go ahead and wipe that mark off I made, because that solvent is going to remove that marker I used to make my mark. It's gone. But that's okay. Like I said, that's fine. Okay? And we got that one on there. It looks good. It's lined up right. I can set it up. I can see that it's lined up perfectly, at least as perfect as the last one was. And it looks pretty good to me. And that's how you regrip a golf club cheap, using cheap tools that you can purchase at Walmart for less than $5. All the rest of the tools, if you buy the kit on Amazon, it'll come in the box. Thank you for watching my channel.